What is the climate? How are people feeling about the important issues? Every time we have that discussion, it's always Mike Noble, Noble Predictive Insights. Thanks.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mike.
Let's talk about this poll you put out, crime, costs, and confidence. What is this telling us about these issues?
Well, it's pretty interesting with our recent quarterly pulse of 1,000 registered voters in Arizona, seeing to see what they think of the sentiment, what are their perceptions. And currently, when it comes to the economics, especially the tariffs, Mexico is the biggest trading partner for Arizona, but also Trump has rolled out about 25% tariff on about half of the goods out of there. So it's a pretty big impact. But right now, a majority of Arizonans have think it's hurting the Arizona economy, where only 1/3 of Arizonans think it's helping the Arizona economy.
And I don't know if is this an emotional thing. What I mean by that is when the numbers come out on inflation and they're not really as bad as they were expected, will that change people's mind the next time you do it? Is it an emotional thing or is it a fact-driven thing?
Oh, no. It's definitely an emotion or vibes-driven thing.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. Because let's be honest, the majority of the electorate are not economists, right? They're living day-to-day lives, doing day-to-day things. And so what I expect is that as we have the pulse on it, that could go up or down. So depending how the tariffs and trades pan out, I could see it possibly moving upwards, again, depending as right now what's driving it is really just a lot of this uncertainty and a lot of change. And so as more of these things come down, that should equal out. But right now it's a great wedge issue for Democrats.
What about the crime piece of this?
Oh, well, it's interesting. The crime piece, that's where Trump's doing really, really well. So we took at it from an interesting angle. And it was more segmenting like, hey, based on the deporting, like what is the type of crimes essentially that they're committing? So is it like a major crime like murder, things like that, compared to like a white collar crime, like money laundering, et cetera, and then like a traffic stop, a minor crime. And what's interesting is that the Republicans are in a fantastic position when it comes to major and white collar crimes. There's actually not much of a big difference between, I don't know, murder and money laundering. But when it comes to a minor crime, it was actually more 50-50. But either way, the GOP is really winning on this issue. And that's why like the ICE raids and things like that, they're really leaning into that because they're doing very well with the electorate when it comes to that issue.
I saw a national poll that said nationally that Trump has gained 40 points on the immigration issue, where he was underwater in 2020, and now he's actually a couple of points ahead on the immigration issue.
It's hands down his best issue. He's doing fantastic. He's getting great marks. Not only he's peeling off some Democrats, but doing great with independents and with Republicans. So it's hands down his best issue. Where what's different from his last term is that when COVID hit and the economy tanked, voters didn't give him a negative, didn't attach him to that. Now his numbers are very close with the economy right now. So really the pressure's on for him to, this reshuffling that he's doing, for that to pay off by the midterms, I'd say.
I don't know if you're ever surprised by your own results, because I know, because your thumb's not on the scale. The data is what the data is.
Yeah,
I was surprised by one of the issues about the direction of the country. Are we on the right track or are we on the wrong track? 52% of Republicans, 51% of Democrats in your poll believed we're on the right track. Where they're underwater, independent voters are saying, no, we're not.
Yeah, no, that was shocking, to be honest.
Okay, good.
Well, we pull not only Arizona, Nevada, Utah, we also have a national tracker. And so we see this all the time, and always typically the party in power is the one ahead. And it was probably one of the first times to see both parties agreeing the right direction. But also I think it goes to show that this is why Arizona is like one of the premier battleground states. I mean, Democrats have some of the federal offices, like the U.S. Senate seat, they have the governorship, Republicans have the legislature and others. It just shows how incredibly competitive our state is, but also that we're a battleground. But it's funny to see both the parties are happy with it, but those folks kind of party-less or a little less enthused.
Yeah. It's fascinating to see the direction of this. I hope you'll do this with us once a quarter as these numbers come out, because I'm fascinated to see what the trends are and what the people are saying.
Hey, anything for you, Mike.
I appreciate the time. What is, very quick, at 30 seconds, what's another poll you're working on we should be watching for?
Oh, another one. I guess I'll announce it here. We haven't announced it yet, but we will be actually expanding to our fourth state, a tracker, to our CUPOP, or California public opinion pulse, with an emphasis on Southern California, which I think has a lot of synergy with the Southwest and Arizona at large. So I'm really, really excited about that, pushing into that market, and we'll be actively tracking that state besides Arizona, Nevada, and Utah in our national tracker.
Fingers on the pulse of what's happening in polls across the southwestern United States. Always check out Noble Predictive Insights. We'll be back. Coming up, from a remittance tax